Okay, so 2015, we were still using white headphones, Windows 10 was around, and TikTok didn't exist yet. Those were simpler times, especially when the Galaxy S6 Edge came around, a phone that bent the rules with a curved display, slim body, a design that felt it time traveled from the future, and it just kept the conversation going on and on and on. S7 Edge a year later, it was the perfect glow up, refined, waterproof, bigger battery. It became the Android phone to beat, and people loved it. It was beautiful, it was elegant, bold. The Edge wasn't just a name, it was a statement. You'd see it from across the room, and when, yeah, that's an Edge. But it's 2025, and things have changed. President Ramaphosa is still navigating political terrain. GBV is still a massive issue. God, it needs to stop. I really hope it needs to. I really hope it will stop, honestly. Donald Trump announces he's crap tariffs, and Spurs are champions. Come on, you Spurs, let's go, baby.
But Tottenham, it's the history of the Tottenham.
And in the middle of all this, Samsung unveils the Galaxy S25 Edge. Edge. Edge where? Like, did I miss something? Where's the curve? Where's the edge I remember? Or am I just old now? Look, I'm gonna say this straight up. The S25 Edge is a thin, beautiful phone. It's lighter than a feather and thinner than your toxic girlfriend's patience.
What?
5.8 millimeters to be exact. Thinner than a pencil. Thinner than Apple's own pencil. And that's cool. Like, let me just. Yeah, I applaud Samsung. Engineering wise, it's insane. But here's the thing, it's called the Edge, and it doesn't have an edge. No curved screen, nothing remotely close to what made the S6 and S7 iconic. If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's not an Edge model, it's just a duck. The S25 Edge looks like your regular Galaxy S25, S25 Plus. Put them side by side, you'd struggle to tell them apart unless you squint like you're looking for Easter eggs or something. It's the same screen display from the S25 Plus, the same Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 Elite for Galaxy, 12 gigs of RAM, a solid camera. They managed to fit the 200 megapixel main camera, a smaller 12 megapixel ultra wide with macro. So yeah, not ultra tier, because there's no telephoto, but I guess that won't matter to much people. A 3900 mAh battery. That's smaller than phones from like 3 years ago, and Samsung still wants you to pay a premium. So, more money, less battery. That is genius. If you're Samsung's finance department. I mean, who needs all day battery when you can charge 5 times a day and pretend it's fine? Yeah. There's Galaxy AI built in as well. Oh, that's nice. No major flaws. It's fast. It's efficient. The AI features, yeah, they're growing on me. I mean, shout out to Circle to Such, which I use to stock shoes I will never afford. Look, ever since they unveiled the entire S25 lineup, Samsung's focus this year is clearly on Galaxy AI, which is great, but we've entered this weird timeline where the software is evolving faster than the hardware design. The S25 Edge isn't bad, but it's not iconic, it's not special. It's like they designed a concept phone and forgot to give it a personality. I mean, look back to the S6 and S7 Edge. Those phones had presence. You knew when someone pulled it out, it wasn't just another slab. I mean, it just felt iconic. This is just an S25 Plus on a diet. Thinness. I get it. Back in the day, we had phones like the Moto Z and the iPhone 6. Those were super thin back then. Then it lasted all day. But phones like that, they got thinner, then bigger, then heavier again to bring back the battery. And now we're back to square one. But not in the way you think. In 2025, we're suddenly trying to make phones thin again. Cool. Again, it's genius. But thinness always comes with a price, and that's battery life. The S25 Edge, obviously, 3900 mAh battery, not terrible, but nowhere near Ultra or even an S25 Plus territory. And here's the deal, you can make a phone the size of an S25 Ultra or a 16 Pro with praiseworthy battery life. Or you can shrink it, slap a tiny battery in it, and hope no one notices.
I notice.
And just when you thought Samsung was alone in this thin phone era, nope. The folks back at Cupertino, California are also joining the fold in this iPhone 17 Air type of thing, or whatever it's gonna be called. Even some sources affiliated with Apple don't even know what it's gonna be called, but the word is that this 5.5mm $899 iPhone 17 Air will launch in 2025 with a 2800 mAh battery. Yeah, 2800 or even less. And this is the phone that's supposed to replace the Plus and Mini lineup with a battery smaller than the one in the iPhone 6, carrying a battery smaller than my high school calculator. And with that small battery, they're planning to release the phone with an iPhone battery case that will add extra battery capacity. It means those who buy this 17 Air who need more battery are gonna have to compromise on the thickness. But of course, it's just a rumor. We'll see what Apple drops in September. You know, the usual latest iPhones, probably the latest updated whatever that needs updating. And Tim Cook saying this is the best iPhone we've ever made, like it's a remix. Oh, and this year's WWDC, there's some changes coming. Allegedly, the iOS name number is jumping from iOS 19 to iOS 26, just to align with the calendar year. It's like they want to be Samsung so bad. Yeah, the maths is mathemating, you know. But, you know, back to the big picture. If Samsung, Apple, and others want to make thin flagships again, I get it. I do understand it, you know. We're seeing a design reset across the board, not with Apple. But phones are getting sleeker by the year. I get why this exists, you know. Maybe you want a light phone, maybe you're done with the ultra phones or whatever. But for most people, they probably want something balanced, you know. Power, battery, comfort, price. Something that hits the sweet spot. That right there is the balance, you know. So where does that even leave the S25 Edge? Like I said, it's not a bad phone. It's actually a solid one. Just not a meaningful edge device. I mean, you could give the latest Ford Mustang the GT badge, but it turns out it's the EcoBoost one with red stitching. And if there's a Galaxy S26 Edge next year, and I hope there is, I also hope it earns the name. I hope it curves again. I hope it stuns. I hope it pushes boundaries, not just measurements. Please, Samsung, give us the curve pack. Give us something that feels like it bends the rules again, not just the laws of physics for the sake of looking slim in promo shots or whatever, okay? But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you miss real edge phones? Would you buy a thin flagship with mid-tier battery left? Or now, you're team thick or team juicy all the way? Huh? Now wait, pause. Either way, look, a man can only dream, alright?